I use, ladies and gentlemen, humor for everything. Even in the darkest times of my life, humor is what pulled me out. In 2009, when my father died, it was humor that helped me get through my father's death. I remember like it was yesterday, I was at the crib, hospital call, and they said, hey, you need to get to the hospital. They called my mom. I hit her. She was like, I'm on my way. We met up there. When we got to the hospital, you know how people always try to use like the right words instead of the real words. So when I got up there, the doctor was like, hey, Marcus, yeah, man, I'm sorry, but your father, he's expired. I looked in that room. I said, no, he dead. You know, because milk expire, you know what I'm saying? And if he expired, we could use him for cornbread. That's what we do at the house, for stuff that expires. And so we called the funeral home, and we made the meeting, say we're going to meet with the funeral home people the next day. So we get to the funeral home. My mom, she tore up, so I did everything. I'm sitting there behind the desk. It was a lady. She had a little calculator on the desk. Now, the lady gave me the packages of how much the funeral cost. I picked the little package that was $7,500, right? The policy only $20,000. I'm trying to save some of this money. No, because we got to live, you know what I'm saying? So, I ain't picked the lowest one, but I was like, yeah, he worth $75. And so I picked $7,500, the package. So the lady was like, hey, Marcus, do you want your father to ride in a hearse? I was like, yeah. She went, I said, what was all that? She said, yeah, that cost $500. I said, that ain't a part of the $7,500 though? That ain't a part of the package? She was like, nah. I was like, well, dog, do we need a hearse? Because I got an uncle that got a minivan. I'm saying, do the funeral have to match is what I'm saying. Like, we can get him now. So next question was, how many family cars do you need? I'm on to it now, though. I said, oh, we're a small family. I said, yeah, I'm an only child, you know what I'm saying? So we don't even really need a car. I can get on behind one motorcycle cop. My mama can get behind another motorcycle cop. I'm trying to save some of this insurance money, man. We still gotta live. Lastly, she gonna ask, do you want your father to be in the obituary section of the newspaper? I said, yeah, my father was a pastor. Surely some people probably wanna, know that he gone. I said, how much it costs to be in the paper? She said, $350. I said, yeah, we gonna Facebook this boy. Yeah, it's some cheaper means now we can use. Here was the highlight of the funeral planning. It's time to see the caskets. I don't know if you ever did this. This is the funerals. Mwah. They trying to get you the ball for the dead. And some of y'all fall for it. My mama, she got you. Yeah, that's what they trying to do. So in there was a casket room with a little eerie music. Inside the casket room was sample caskets that hang out the wall. You got cardboard, oak, wood, pine, titanium, silver, gold. This is what the lady said. She came to me, she said, Marcus, are you ready to view the caskets? I said, I am. She said, Marcus, you know your father was a first-class man. She said, Marcus, you know your father only wanted the best. She passing all these caskets. She get down to the $15,000 gold-plated casket and said, Marcus, I believe this is the casket your father would want to rest eternally in. I said, no, you don't know my daddy. My daddy was a pastor, and he would rather have Jesus than silver. I'm Marcus D. Wiley, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.